May all offensive karma that has been done to you in any period of time, whether you are in the state of a tangible or intangible beings, or in any realms of existence, without attached cases of karma that are still obstructed, still having resentment, still having mental difficulties, more or less still resisting, unable to yield, unable to end it, and unable to retrieve causes. With such offenses, hurt and harm in whatever way, may it be declared a forgiveness for all groups of beings in all realms of existence. May everything be forgiven. Ahosi, ahosi, ahosi. May all offensive karma through inappropriate physical, verbal, and mental behaviors, even with the means of insights towards the physical world, samsara, towards all beings, ancestors, and all graces, towards humans and non-humans, these offenses are not yet asking for forgiveness, whether it is unable to realize it or unable to retrieve it. With all due respect, may all cases be requested for forgiveness. May everything be forgiven. Ahosi, ahosi, ahosi. May the karma of conflicts and quarrels among one another, having different opinions and discordant views. Karma is originated in the past and is paid back at present. Let's unlock such a karma altogether. Whether you are the doer or the victim, may it be released. This includes those intangible beings who tend to possess the mind of the karmic involved parties as humans. With individual unyielding resistance, it will be the best instrument for those Mara, unable to see through their tricks. Is the emotion of the devils, which uses others' thoughts of mind to kill, being little acquainted with one's emotions. May all karma be forever ended altogether. Ahosi, ahosi, ahosi. May we declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations within eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, sounds, smells, tastes, touches, and shapes. Sensual pleasure, being carried away with thoughts, recalls, feelings, emotions, and the projections to obtain and achieve from any practices, whether it is worldly or spiritually. All commitments, obligations that has been set up from the opinions and belief values. We would like to declare all types of mindsets to gain, to get, to have, to be, to become, to obtain, to achieve, to attain, worldly and spiritually. These are the conditions. It makes us being obliged and committed. It conditions us with those obligations and commitments. This is not liberating. This is not possible to open up like those great perfections, to have extensive mind for everything and with everything, instead of being narrow and limited and conditioned and dominated by such belief values, that which is conditioning the mind. We would like to declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations in all types of practices. To be better, to be at the top most, to be greatest, to be the best, to be the smartest, to be the wisest. To accumulate more goodness and having the mind that rejects otherwise. We would like to declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations to all types of spiritual practices, with an aim to gain, to get, to have, to be, to become, or not to have, not to be, not to become, not to achieve, not to attach, not attached to the non-attachment itself instead. All practices are the conditioning of the mind. It creates more denser self. However, it is not about resisting anything. If one still have to pay back in any practices because of the collective karma with the teachers, then one has to but do forgiveness statement for all the passing on of anything that's not instantly giving ending to the mind, instead giving rise to the mind, creating the attempt to begin and to end, creating the becoming and the ceasing. It is not aligned with the true nature, true essence of that which has nothing to do with anything. Neither is about beginning or ending. We would like to declare removal and cancellation of all deluded desires and expectations within all types of relationships, with fathers, mothers, sons and daughters, those kind supporters, husbands and wives, relatives and friends, enemies, siblings, families, societies small and large, countries, homelands, nations, global connections, and all galaxies and universes. Instead, let's open up opening beyond opening. Ahosi for all that we have done, that giving effect at present and is queuing up to give effect. Karmic difficulties lined up to give effect at any moment. So let's not be careless. Our karma is the grasping. Let's reverse it. Let's give instead of take. Instead of grabbing and grasping. We have done it for so long, for many lifetimes already. Let's begin to tune in to the great compassion. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with involvement or non-involvement, attachment, detachment or non-attachment. Widen out further and further without focusing. This is the brightness that is not fixated to itself. It can purify everything that is aiming, projecting, striving to achieve, to attain, to gain, to get, to have, to be, to become. Or not to gain, not to get, not to have, not to be, not to become. Widen out further and further without targets or destinations. Scatter the infinite force into samsara. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with letting go or not letting go of anything. Not about cutting or not cutting anything. Reverse our karma. To leave no trace of karma, which is through the great compassion, through the infinite force. Which is only about giving. Giving something that is unattachable, ungraspable, is the ultimate. This can purify all types of grasping minds. All the clinging, the stickiness and crystallization of grasping, intentions, the emphasis on obtaining something will be dissolved. And everything will reflect in one's mind. There is no need to observe anything for the outcome of what is giving. And it needs to be emphasis on giving more and more, moment to moment, day by day. Incorporate this opening beyond opening with everything that you do. Proceed with everything using the reminders. They are the key to open the mind, to extend it as giving. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping. Not grasping for the non-grasping itself. Keep opening, awakening beyond awakening, with the reminders. Think of everything, and then the mind will be extended towards everything instead of focusing on oneself. For the sake of oneself, for the sake of one's own family, for the sake of one's own country. This is so limited. To tune into the great compassion is to tune into the power of the infinite force with all the graces, with all the great perfections. They are still around. No such thing as being enlightened and disappear. The enlightenment is not to be kept. All those enlightened ones, the Buddhas, the Mahabodhisattvas, Mahabuddhas, the great Buddhas, the great Bodhisattvas, they're still around in this samsara. We are together, and we opening and sharing, scattering the infinite force together with them. Tune in. This is only about giving. Giving something beyond being a giver. All the concerns and worries will be paid back, as they are the debts of karma, debts of gratitude. So diligently opened with the reminders. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with putting down or not putting down anything, stopping or not stopping anything, ending or not ending any karma, any defilement. Be awakened, and even awaken out of the awakening itself. And all concerns and worries will be paid back automatically. It will reflect in the minds. Reverse the karma of taking and grasping with giving through the great compassion, through the infinite force. Everything is from not attached to the non-attachment itself. It has nothing to do with having or not having, being empty or not empty, being enlightened or not. Scatter this infinite force into universes as usual, and more consistently throughout the day and night. Use water as a medium as well at times for those lower realms of existence. Using Ahosi, deprogramming, and opening beyond opening. Using the reminders, these are the tools of giving. It is not about oneself, but oneself is included in the word everything. This term needs to be used